Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to everyone. My name is Saida Razali. I'm from a Department of Computer System and Technology. Basically, this the network and security department of our faculty. We have artificial intelligence department, software engineering departments, computer system technology or network departments. Information system and library and information science. Okay. This course is an elective course of Master of Data Science. Okay. So this is my contact details, my email. Yeah, you can, of course, use email to contact me or through the Spectrum or something. And this is my phone office since but I'm not really always in my room since most of us like work from home, but we are required to be on site, but mostly I will be in my lab. And then this is my phone mobile number 671. Have some time, just appoint one class rep. That's the problem with the online class, cannot see your faces and stuff. So that I always like randomly appoint one of you to be a class rep in the class, but now I cannot see. But never mind. If one of you can do a Telegram or WhatsApp groups using the mobile. This is my mobile number, and this is my room is B214. Okay. So this is how the assessment of this course. So we have is 50% assignment and 50% final exams. Okay. So you have a midterm usually after mid semester breaks, about 20%. Group individual assignment is 30%, which I break it into uh, group assignment maybe 15, group in the individual assignments we maybe have 15, and group assignment also we have 15. I'm not decided yet how to break this, or group assignments, individual assignment is 20 or group assignment is 15, 10. Okay. So we don't have a lab since they tell me this course doesn't have a labs. So we don't really have assignments, just some instruction to do your labs. Uh, one labs, one of the lab using Windows and one of the lab using Linux platform. Last time, since in our computer labs we have Linux, so you can, we install Linux. Some of you even have a Linux installed in your PC. So try to find a Linux or Linux. You if using Windows or Mac, there are also a Linux platform you can install to your Windows and Mac. Okay. So this all for group 7, identified free riders, blah blah blah. So basically don't copy, try to do it yourself. Okay. Assignment and stuff. We have a serious policy punishment for those like copy or caught copying. Okay. So examination. Yeah, last time we do it physically on the examination hall, but I think since now a COVID a pandemic, all the examination will be online, and then through open books, I guess. There's no way I can like so it's an open book. All right.
Uh, Doctor, I was wondering, right, for the 50% final exams, right, would it be possible to like split it into like two half of assignments since it's going to be open book anyway? Just
No,
wondering.
I open book. I will give you at least 24 hours. The normal
Mm-hmm.
exam time is 3 hours if physical, but I
Okay.
give you 24 hours for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I
Okay.
know. You want it's not possible. These courses I design like to be in. Yeah, I'm open to that, but
Mm.
basically because of final examination. Assignments. For the final exams, I mean that's why we break into the group and individual assignment and final exams. Some of the final exam may be similar to the group individual assignments. Some similarity. If you do your assignments, you can also do your final exam, something like that. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
but mostly I give ample time, like 24 hours for you to do. I mean, since last time when we first do this online last year, some of you cannot, some of the students that experience cannot submit because of the internet. I mean, there's no internet connection, internet intermittent and stuff. So just give you 24 hours, and then you can do your. I mean, you can submit anytime within that 24 hours. All right.
Okay.
So this is the okay. This is the outline of this lecture number one. This some introduction, a high level overview of a network security, a security concept, OSI, open system interconnection security architecture. Then we're gonna learn about security attacks, mechanisms, services, methods of defense, model of internet security, and internet standards, and RFC. I heard some from the Google, someone is waiting in the room, but it's okay. So background, traditionally before the widespread use of computers, security was provided by, okay, physical means, log filing cabinets and everything, a physical door, a physical grill or whatsoever. And for in the form of administrative mechanisms, rigid hiring process, you really need to do a background check thoroughly if you want to appoint somebody for this highly sensitive information. In recent times, I've seen global network environment, the security requirements have changed a lot. So one of it is the introduction of distributed systems. Now we use like cloud computing and stuff. We don't really use our so we don't really have a server room. Everything now hosts on the clouds and all the parallel ways of doing stuff. So, and the use of networks communication facility for carrying data between terminal user and computer and between computer and computer. Basically, it's the internet. With the internet growth, the security challenges of have also changed and increased. So, security now is more complicated. Now also everything computer use require automated tools to protect files and other stuff. So basically it's like automated encryptor using password and stuff. And use of network communication like link requires measure to protect data during transmission so that not every I mean it's not easy to intercept like data and stuff. Okay. Meaning that the in a basic most of the basic security measures is a cryptography. This is the art. It's either wireless security or wired security or any security. All depends on the cryptography, which is the most interesting parts of these courses. Okay, so there are case study done by the Australian Institute of Criminology in 2016. Okay, really have to update my slides. In 2016, revealed the rapid growth of the internet is transforming how we engage and communicate. It also creates new opportunity for fraud and data theft. So this is one of the serious issues that we have now. So, example, more than 30 million emails identified as spam, more than 100,000 contain malicious attachments. So nearly 1.4 million contain malicious web links that allow serial killer to remotely access them. See, I think you know that if you have received this email. But mostly of this email, your email system are able to detect it as a spam. So most probably is will straight away goes to your spam folder. So the Australian economy relies on network computer system across all business sectors. So in 2013 alone, 91,927 small businesses reported response to security breach. And if you have a security breach, your data loss, your important information, your customer data loss. It's really going to be a huge, serious implication for your business. And the loss estimated to be $890 million Australian dollars times 2.8, something like that. And loss of productivity, customer confidence. Your business can be shut down if you have data loss or your the data has been breached. Let's say a hackers able to get your list of your clients username and password and stuff, and they can use this data to do some malicious activity. So basically, your business suffered, customer losing confidence, and they may sue you, and you going bankrupt and stuff. This is the serious impacts of the data breach or data loss. Okay, in 2019, this is, I mean, 2 years ago, pre-COVID. Okay, we call it pre-COVID. A cybercrime sneaky access the medical files of 15,000 patients of Melbourne heart groups at Melbourne's Cabrini Hospital. Okay, the attack corrupted data in the system, completely crippled its servers. Okay, so let's say like hospital depends on this data. Okay, like this records of patients, how many, I mean, what type of drugs, what dose given, record of like heart, blood pressure reading, or I don't know, CKG, EKG reading, or whatever medical stuff reading. So it's very important for the hospitals. And this attack corrupted data in the system, completely crippled its servers. So basically, it's lost. I don't know. I mean, the good system will do a backup anywhere online and offline backups. So it is believed that record was hacked by malware originated from either North Korea or Russia. Okay, the bad guy is always North Korea or Russia. This from the TV, from the Hollywood movies, always North Korea or Russia or Arabs or whatever. This I don't like to stereotype, but this is what from the reports, but it is not confirmed. And Toyota Australia has confirmed it has been subject to attempted cyber attacks. And this has come just days after Prime Minister Scott Morrison revealed Australia major political parties were hacked by a foreign government. You always blame always blame someone else. Okay, the company has confirmed the attempted attack that took out its email system, forcing employees to turn to other forms of communication to continue working. So email system doesn't work. Your email system doesn't work. You rely on email system for all. Now, who prints like letters anyway? Unless it's a government, you everything you depends on the email for your attachment or whatsoever. If your email system broke out, of course now you have a WhatsApp or Telegram or others, so that if your email is not working, you have to do the alternative. You have to have alternative forms of communication or works. Okay, in 2018, 3 years ago, pre-COVID again, Media Prima. If you watch, I don't know, if you still watch, what we call news, TV1, TV2, TV3, or whatever. Hackers have, it's a ransomware attack, meaning that you cannot open your file, all being encrypted. If you try to double click your file, they ask you for a money, or what, you have to pay something. Hacker demanded RM 26 million in bitcoins. Okay, why bitcoins? Because bitcoins is anonymous, and you cannot know who's the culprit. Okay, RM 26 million in bitcoins. Now bitcoins is like 60,000. Is it 60,000 USD now? If you
Well,
convert to Malaysian ringgits, it's like
a
maybe
few hundred
16 times
thousand.
4, 21.
50,000,
Huh?
doctor. 58,000 dollar.
58,000, yeah,
Yeah,
58,000
it's
USD.
crazy.
So it's almost more
Mhm.
than 200, more than 200 in Malaysian ringgits,
Ringgit, yeah.
roughly. So hackers demand 20 million in bitcoins. This 2018, I guess, 20,000, 20 or 30,000 bitcoins. Okay. Uh, unlucky for me, I missed this bitcoins. Bitcoins fever. So those who have buying bitcoins earlier, like pre 2016 or earlier, so you are really rich now. Okay, never mind. So Media Prima brand computers have been locked out by cyber attackers who are demanding millions of ringgit in ransom in Bitcoin. So this Media Prima, run TV3, run all this media TV3 and TV7, TV8, and all of this radios, TV channel, newspaper, advertising attack on Thursday, November 8, 2018. So the report quoting source said the attackers had demanded 1,000 bitcoins to release access to the computer systems. The source reported that the American has decided not to pay the ransom. Not sure, maybe it is even it's ransomware and you pay the hackers in order for you to recover your file. It is not guaranteed that they will let you open. Okay, so no one knows what happens to the data. Maybe they have backup. So good system, big company always have backup, offline or online backups. I don't know whether they pay or not, so it's not reported. Some cases of ransomware they pay and the hackers release decrypt the file so they can access. Some even reported even though they paid, the hackers haven't decrypt the file, and then it's still there, waste of money. Okay, ransomware. Usually this ransomware or whatever virus trojan is from the employee is not aware of the just open malicious emails, goes to the what we go dubious website or dubious activities on the internet, dark web or whatever. So be careful on that. Usually the security is the basic security is okay. But once when you open this dubious website or you click something, you install as something that is not authorized or not certified by, I don't know, if you Windows not Windows Store, you have must be careful, because this is like you invite the hackers, invite the bad guy in your house. All right. So this is what happens to the media prima. This is my short anyway regarding 5G security. Actually, this is the peak of China and US. The Huawei saga, where US everything US accused China of stealing identity information and stuff from their Huawei devices. Yeah, this is my interview. They asked me about this, but I'm not allowed to mention the company or even the country, because this is based on the, I think, our previous Tundaim Zainuddin our Tundaim Zainuddin statement in the paper, saying that we have to be careful of China. If they We have to be careful of China and Huawei, something like that. So no professors, like, I mean, because they heard about Tunda M, so no professors, no takers from UM, so and then they find the juniors that willing to give some short interview. That is me, but I'm not mentioning any countries or any countries or companies. Just a really general statement. You can just click the YouTube, but it's in Bahasa. Okay. All right. Now we go to the boring stuff. So the computer security, the definition, the NIST, National Institute of can't remember what is that. The NIST Computer Security Handbook define the terms computer security as the protection afforded to an automated and automated information system in order to attain the applicable objective of preserving the integrity, availability, and confidentiality of information system resources. Includes hardware, software, firmware, information data, and telecommunications. Okay, this is the computer security. So just be aware of the keywords integrity, availability, and confidentiality. Okay, so this is a definition. But these keywords, the integrity, the integrity, availability, and confidentiality is the three keywords that is very important. Okay, you must know the integrity of the data, the availability, and the confidentiality. So basically, they have five. Like okay, the availability, confidentiality, and integrity is the main one. And of course, you have the accountability and authenticity. Okay, all these five we call it CIA. CIA, C-I-N, all A's. CIA's essential network and computer security requirements. So a data confidentiality assumes that private or confidential information is not made available or disclosed to unauthorized individuals. In other terms, it's really focused on the privacy of the data. It shows that individuals control or influence what information related to them may be collected and stored, and by whom or to whom the information be disclosed. So confidentiality meaning that only authorized persons or groups that are allowed to access that data, either write and read. Okay, so this is a confidentiality only to only to the authorized persons or groups that can access their data. If someone outside the groups that is not authorized to access the data, meaning that confidentiality already being breached. Okay, data is not confidential anymore. And the second one is integrity. Data integrity ensures that information and programs are changed only in specified and authorized manner. Okay, integrity meaning that information programs are changed only in specified manner. Assures system integrity assures that a system performs its intended function in unimpaired manner, free from deliberate or inadvertent and outrageous manipulation of the system. Meaning that, okay, let's say Bob sends to Alice some information like okay just some simple message that I love to have I love to eat ice cream. Okay, but somehow in a way in the middle the hackers can intercept that message and change that message. Okay, let's say Bob and Alice. So Bob wants to send to Alice, I want to eat ice cream, something like that. This simplest way. So in a way, like someone's intercept this message and maybe they change. I don't want to eat ice cream, or I want to eat pizza. They change this one pizza. So this means that integrity has been breached. Someone do the unauthorized changing of the data. So data can only change only in specified and authorized manner. If someone unauthorized to see that message and write a new things, change the message, change the behavior, change the background of the data, meaning that the integrity has been breached. Availability. This one, as the meaning suggests, the data must be available and not denied. Meaning that if you are authorized to have that data, you are able to access the data. If your name in the system, you are authorized to access the data, but somehow you cannot or unable to access the data, meaning that your availability is not good, or cannot say being rich. You're somehow a bad guy, or problems happens to you to access that data. So these three: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So authenticity, briefing the users who they say they are, and that each input arriving at the system came from a trusted source. Meaning that if you Bob or if you Ali, you are really Ali. Not you are Bob pretending to be, or impersonate Ali. So this is authenticity. So briefing the users who are they say they are, and each input arriving at the system came from a trusted source, not from someone like impersonate you, or someone pretending to be you. This is authenticity. And accountability, the security goal that generates the requirement for actions of an entity to be traced uniquely to the entity. You must heard like sometimes, okay, the easiest example is the easy examples takes politicians, media, social media like Twitters and stuff. Sometimes they tweet or they share their Facebook something. Sometimes they're very not nice things, or whatever. Sometimes they send some message, or they do something that they're not supposed to do, and then they share it in the social media. But usually they will say, no, this is not me. My account has been hacked. My Twitter account has been hacked. My Facebook account has been hacked. So this accountability, okay, this is a simple example for you to understand the accountability. I mean, you are accountability. You are responsible for your own message. I mean, if you send that, you cannot deny that this is what you send. If you receive that, even you receive, let's say the boss send you a message, you receive, and then you say, no, I don't receive this message. So this is also the in the part of accountability. So the accountability, the security goal that generates the requirement for actions of an entity to be traced uniquely to that entity, whether you send or receive. I mean, if you receive, you say receive. You don't say that I don't receive. Or you send that, you say send. Not that saying that you are hacked. Someone else send this. Okay. So this is accountability. Again, the definitions. Computer security or information security, a generic name for the collection of tools designed to protect data and to thwart hackers. Okay, generating computer security or information security. Network security, measures to protect data during transmission, crucial in distributed system, networks or communication facilities. This is a network security. This is a computer security. And then this is a internet security, measures to protect data during the transmission over a collection of interconnected networks. Usually, network security and internet security have some similar meanings. This is just from the textbook, some terminology, a high-level concept overview. But basically, it's a security, is a involve like cryptography and stuff to protect your data, to protect unauthorized access of your data, okay, and to prevent your data being corrupted or lost. It's either even in your own machine or in your network, office, or your internet using cloud and whatsoever. And what is the security focus? It consists of measures to prevent, to detect and correct security violations that involve the storage and transmission of information. So basically, it's a prevent, detect, and correct security violations. For example, set A want to transmit a sensitive file to B. Okay, transmit. C, not authorized to read the file, monitors the transmission. C, man in the middle. Okay, the bad guy. Not authorized, but somehow he can see the message that A sent to B. It monitors the transmission and captures the file during transmission. D intercepts a message during transmission, change the content and transmit to F as it originated from E. So you have E. Okay, so this is the first case. And then you have E want to send to F. Okay, E want to send to F actually, but somehow D intercept that message and then send a different message to F. Okay, somehow D able to intercept the message and send some fake message to F, and F thinks that it comes from E, something like that. The message is sent from customer to stockbroker with selection of transactions. Subsequently, the investment loss value and the customer denies sending the message. So this is accountability, this part. So message sent from a customer to stockbroker with instruction of transactions. Subsequently, the investment lost value and the customer denies sending the message. Let's say you want you see that this I don't know, now a lot of people into the stock market. Uh, um, um, I'm not into that yet, but since now you have a pig, you have some famous terms like pig trading view or whatever. I mean, those who play the stock market, you knows well this one. So you have a breach of security level. You have low, moderate, or high. So low meaning that the loss could be expected to have limited adverse effect on the organizational operations, organizational assets, or individuals. It may cause a degradation in mission capability, results in maybe minor damage to organization assets, maybe a minor financial loss. See, so this is very low or minor harm to the individuals or the company. And then you have a moderate level of impact. The loss could be expected to have a serious adverse effect on organizational operations, assets, or individuals. These are moderate. And a high one, the loss could be expected to have a severe or catastrophic adverse effect on organization operation, or assets, or individuals. Meaning that moderate and high, like it can be a business loss, the company can be closed or declare bankruptcy or whatsoever. This security issue is a very serious one. Okay. Uh, so these are examples of security requirements. So like confidentiality, remember confidentiality is only that person or that person or group that are authorized to access the data. Student grade information is an asset whose confidentiality is considered to be highly important by students. Okay, student grade information. Again, regulated by the Family Education Rights and Private Act FERPA. This is from me from USA. Okay, so this is confidentiality. And the integrity, patient information stored in a database. Inaccurate information could result in serious harm or death to a patient and expose the hospital to massive liability or sue. Okay. A website that offers a forum to register users to discuss some specific topic will be assigned a moderate level of integrity. An example of a low integrity requirement is an anonymous online poll. So it's a low integrity level. And then you have availability. The more critical of component of service, the higher the level of availability required. A moderate one is a requirement is a public website for a university. An online telephone directory lookup application will be classed as a low availability requirement. Okay. Uh, so what is the challenge of the computer security? Is one thing, security is not that simple. It's complicated with the growth of internet. Potential attacks on security features need to be considered. Okay. Potential attacks meaning that you have to imagine what is the type of attacks hackers want to access, or what type of attacks the hackers want to perform in order for them to access your data or to whatever they want to do with your data, to harm your data. Procedure used to provide particular services are often counterintuitive. Um, yeah, is highly debatable. It is necessary to decide where to use the various security mechanism. So you have various options. Requires constant monitoring. of course, you let the system do that, and if there are some breach of security, you will have some alarm or awareness from the system. It's too often an afterthought. I mean, it's preventive is better than the cure. So better to prevent any like security breach than to repair or to repair damage. Security mechanism typically involve more than a particular algorithm or protocol. It's a combination of more than one system or more than one algorithm. Security is essentially battle of wits between a perpetrator and the designer. So they always challenge. I mean, this like Symantec or those antivirus provider, they have their own I mean, the designer always like the preparator always like to challenge the designer, and designer have to think advance one or two steps from the preparator in order to design their system to be a bulletproof. Little benefit from security investment is perceived until a security failure occurs. Strong security is often viewed as an impediment of to efficient user-friendly operation. Okay, so most company, maybe a small one, doesn't want to invest in the security, but once they have been breached or some hackers doing a massive, like a really high level of damage to the security, then it's already too late to invest in the security. Okay, so this an OSI layer. Those in the network or those computer science or maybe like electrical engineering, they know, or they learn this somewhere in the data communication. You have a physical layer. I mean, seven OSI layer. You have a physical layer bit where this all fiber and wireless stuff, and you have a data link, a frame, network layer, IP, transport layer, session, all these software parts. Okay. So in OSI security architecture, there's a standard called ITUT-X.800. You can search this document online. Security architecture for OSI defines a systematic way of defining and providing security requirements. It provides a useful, if abstract, overview of concepts that we will study. This is just a guideline for security requirements. I think they have already like modified this. Uh, each year, like the security security requirements changes with the advance of computers, hardware, and software. You have to change. You have to adapt. A systematic approach is necessary to address the task. So these documents provide a systematic way to deal with the security requirements. OSI security architecture provides a useful framework that defines such systematic way to define the security requirements and to adopt approaches to certify those requirements. So they define what is the security requirements and what is the approach to to handle or to tackle these things in order to satisfy these requirements. So cyber architecture basically focusing on the three aspects of information. First is security attacks, try to hack it, security mechanism, and security services. So attacks from the hackers, the mechanism to prevent it, and the services. What service the security can provide to the clients. And security attacks, any action that compromises the security owned by an organization. Vulnerability, a weakness in computer system that might exploit to cause loss or harm. A threat, circumstance that have the potential to cause loss or harm. A control, a protective measure. So vulnerability and threat is a serious issue, and you must have some protective measure to control that, to to close the vulnerability or to prevent a threat, to even block a threat. Information security is about how to prevent attacks or failing that to detect attacks on information-based system. First, the first things information security is want to do is to prevent attacks. But if the attacks already happen, is to detect attacks on information-based system. Often, threat and attack are used to mean the same thing. So this terms threat and attack is interchangeable. Sometimes interchangeable, and it have a wide range of attacks. We learn this in the next chapter. So you can focus on the generic types of attacks. Okay, we will learn a generic type of attacks. If you want to say study series on these attacks, you can do a computer penetration. This course is not I mean, it's not to make you a network expert, just a fundamental of network security. But we will learn a cryptography, which involves some mathematics, interesting things. These definitions, the high level concept overview, the definition is the boring stuff. Later, when we learn cryptography, is very mathematical, and most of all our labs cover the cryptography. So, if you have threats and attacks, this RFC 4949, a standard document, you can Google that request for comments 4949, threats and attacks, set standard documents. What is a threat? What is attack? Basically, these two things are similar, but if you want to read what's the difference, a potential for violation of security which exists when there's circumstance, capability, action, or even that could breach security and cause harm. There is a threat, is a possible danger that might exploit a vulnerability. Attack and assault on system security are derived from intelligent threat. Okay, so threat, basically attack in the terms threat is a potential for violation. So your system weakness, it is threat, your system weakness. Let's say in a real world, a physical, okay, your home door or your door locks is all already broken. You cannot lock your door. So this is a potential violation of security, a threat to your system. Attack meaning the hackers already try to a home breakers try to attack, I mean try to break your house, okay, and assault of a system. So from the word itself you can understand the mean. So this is the overview, the systematic definition of threat and systematic definition of a system. You can read it from RFC 4949. So this is a taxonomy. A security attack may attempt to do one or more following: interruption, and attack on the availability; interception, and attack on the confidentiality. Okay, attack on availability. The information is not available. You unable to access your website and unable to access your email. Interception, attack on confidentiality. Somehow, a person outside from your organization can read or access the data. Modification and attack on integrity. You supposed to have your message is supposed to be like this, but somehow you receive a different one. So this is a attack of integrity. Fabrication, an attack of authenticity. Okay, so it's not authentic anymore. So you have two types of security attacks: passive attacks and active attacks. Passive, as the name suggests, the passive just a monitor. Active means that like a force or actively in a groups or a team, in the groups or in a big scale, always want to interrupt the systems. So interruption, also known as denial of service DOS, information resources, hardware or software and data are deliberately made unavailable, lost or unusable, usually through a malicious destruction. So somehow this is internet and this is your this is you, but this is the link to your this is server that you want to access, but somehow the attackers make it like make these links busy or something, what you call it, the denial of service attacks. They send like a fake or dummy packets in order to float the link to that server. So when you want to access this server, maybe application server, you cannot access because the link is unavailable or busy or something. So you are unable to access the server because attackers float the message with the fake or dummy packets in order just to make the link busy for nothing. Okay. Information resources, hardware, software, and data are deliberately made unavailable, lost, or unusable, usually through malicious instruction. Cutting communication line, disabling a file management system, and stuff. Of course, in a physical way, let's say you have a fiber here, and someone cut the fiber, so it is unavailable. So this is an interruption of your communication. A good system will have a backup. If the fiber, I mean, a big system, if the fiber is not available, you have a backup somewhere, like satellite or something. Interception, also known as unauthorized access, difficult to trace as no trace of interaction might be left. Illegal European wiretapping or sniffing, illegal copying. So like A and B. So this is C. C, for some reason, C able to intercept whatever message A want to send to B, and just learn and read or whatever. Eavesdropping, wiretapping or sniffing, illegal copying. Okay, so C know the trade secret between A and B. So this also very dangerous. Modifications, tampering a resource. So it can modify a resource. Modification. This is as the name suggests, is a self-explainable. Fabrication, similar to modification. Also known as a counterfeiting, object use of objects such as data, programs, or device, allows to bypass the authenticity checks. Insertion of spurious message in a network, adding a record to a file, counterfeit banknotes, fake checks. So impersonation of masculine to gain access to data or service. So this is a diagram to understand. This is a normal information and from source to destination. Normal information transmission from source to destination. A sends to B and B receive whatever A sends to B. Okay, only B can access this data. Whatever A sends to B, B can read, and only B can accept the data. So interruption, there is a the somehow the links break. The link breaks during active transmission. This is an interruption. Interception, you just hear copy whatever A sent to B. Modification. So this is the original message. The attackers intercept this message, modify it, some other send some other message that is not original, some modified message, and this is a fabrication. There's no transmission from A to B, but somehow B is made to be believe that there are some message coming from A, but this is not from A. This is from the bad guys or the attackers. So this is like fabrication message, counterfeit checks, counterfeit monies and stuff. This is some example in the real world. And this is a passive attacks. Nature is like eavesdropping, monitoring, or transmission of information between the communication parties. Okay, to capture information during transmission. So this is a passive attacks. Two types of passive attacks: release of message content, capture and read the content. Just capture and read, capture and read. Okay. The traffic analysis cannot read the information but observe the pattern. Determine the location and identity of communicating parties, observe frequency and length of communication. So maybe some level you cannot read the information but you observe the pattern, and then from that pattern you analyze it. And then you also can determine the location. Okay, A always send to B, and A always send to B, and A always send to C. A always send to B at this particular time. A always send to C at this particular time. Okay, location, identity of communication parties, and observing frequency and length communication. When A sent to B, usually a very long or very lengthy message or very large files. when it wants to send to C, like very small file or very short messages, something like that. Okay, this is a traffic analysis. Passive attacks. Release of message contents. Read contents of message from Alice to Bob to Alice. So this just read Bob and Alice just continue their normal transmission, but Darth is just reading the message, whatever try to study whatever Bob sent to Alice or Alice sent to Bob. Traffic analysis. Observe patterns of message from Bob. Maybe he cannot read the message, but he analysis what is the type. He try to analysis a pattern, what maybe a type of message or data that Bob sent to Alice. This is a kind of a passive attacks. Bob and Alice haven't realized that their information has been monitored by someone else. Okay, so this is what we call passive. And we also have active attacks, modifies a data stream or creates a false data streams. Four types of active attacks. Masquerade. One entity pretends to be a different entity. Impersonation. Authentication. Sequences are captured and replayed. An entity can gain extra privileges. Okay. Someone pretending to be like some VIP. Okay. They It's not basically it's not authorized to access the data. A replay, passive capture of data and subsequent retransmission. Modification of message. Message can be altered, delayed, or reordered to produce unauthorized effect. Denial of service. Denial of service meaning that just flood the link from source to destination so that whatever data sent from source to destination cannot be received by the destinations. So this is the masquerade. This is the masquerade. So Bob is not sending anything to Alice, but somehow does like this is like a fabrication as well. Does pretending to be a Bob and send a message to Alice. Masquerade, similar to the fabrication. Modification of messages. So Bob wants to send to Alice a message, but somehow does intercept the message and does modify the message from Bob to Alice. Let's say Bob wants to send Alice, I like to eat ice cream, and does change like I like to eat pizza or something like that. Okay. Replay. So Bob wants to send message to Alice, but somehow does intercept the message, and then like make it believe that this is actually from the Bob. Yes, can say like send a similar message. So this is a replay attack. Okay, and denial of service does totally block the communication a link to the server, something like that.
Doctor, hi.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you explain again replay to me, please?
What
I
was that?
just don't really understand it.
So replay that. Okay, replay attacks just a way like replay attack just a way for the I mean to test the security system. Okay. Okay. Let's say Bob sends to Alice a message. Somehow Darth or the middleman somehow can intercept the message, meaning that this system will have a vulnerability. So maybe if does send the same message while whatever Bob want to send to Alice, this is what we call a replay attack. This replay attack is basically just want to is a way to test the system. Okay. Okay. Let's say if you
Faham,
like
faham.
Bob want to send to Alice. Okay, Alice just want to test the system. Okay, Bob send to Alice. I want to eat ice cream. Whether Daz can replay that message, and then somehow does send somehow does intercept the message and send to the Alice the same message that Bob sent to Alice, meaning that I like to eat ice cream, meaning that Alice, okay, this this system has a serious vulnerability. Anyone can intercept. Just like do you replay that just to check for a system checking whether this is a bulletproof or security wise is okay or not. All right, this is kind of replay.
Understand?
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, all these attacks it's not covered in a network security, but it's in a penetration. It's a more advanced things. But of course, in a way, in order for you to prevent all this attack, meaning that your message might be cryptographically secured, meaning that it's able using the mathematical techniques to secure your data or message to encrypt. So that if whatever is like penetration, cyber security, wireless security, the basic is lies in the cryptography, which is the most interesting part of these subjects. Others just a definitions, just a definition, a standard system, whatsoever. But cryptography is the most in interesting parts of these techniques, which is lecture 2 and lecture 3. Okay. So you have passive and active attacks. Passive attacks mostly it focus on the confidentiality, meaning confidentiality. Okay, meaning that only authorized persons that can authorized persons or groups that can access that data. Any data that can be accessed by outside from this authorized person, meaning that confidentiality has been breached. So passive focus on the confidentiality, release of message contents or traffic analysis. Traffic analysis just to analyze the data, the pattern and stuff. A weekly pattern, a monthly pattern, a yearly web pattern and stuff. Maybe your competitor wants to able your competitor of your company able to intercept a message from you to your client. They just done an analysis in order to gain advantage. Okay, an active attack on the availability, the integrity, both availability and integrity. The three key confidentiality, availability, and integrity. CIA. Okay, there are the two, but all similar. The authenticity and call that again. I also forgot, but never mind. And then security services you have there. Enhance the security of the data processing system and the information transfer of an organizations. So this one to counter security aftermath. To counter security attacks. What to do when the attacks already happen? Make use one or more security mechanism to provide the service. So how do you is that or mean that security the attacks already happens, how you want to make it stronger, so you have signatures, dates, a timestamp or stuff. Need protection from disclosure, tampering or destruction, be notarized or witness, recorded or licensed. Okay, you do a backup or somewhere else. And they have a standard document defined security service X.800 protocol. This is a high level overview concept, a service provided by a protocol layer of communicating open system, and that ensures adequate security of the system or data transfers. Try to read slowly so that you can understand. Service provided by a protocol layer of communicating open system that ensures adequate security. So this is a service provided by the protocol layer, basically a network or a service layer that provide adequate security systems to the data transfers, any data transmission. And it is also defined, this is X800, X.800 protocol from OSI. And of course, you have another standard document, RFC 4949, a processing or communication service provided by a system to give specific kind of protection to system resources. Okay, this is a security services. And then you have a X.800 service categories. Again, this is all CIA. Confidentiality, integrity, authentication, okay, this is a X800. Everything CIA except for non-repudiation and access control. This is CIA, and this two is another two additional definitions. I mean, categories that defined by the X.800 OSI X.800. So confidentiality, those authorized to access the data, integrity, not being modified, authentication, ensure that communication is authentic. Communicating who are they to claim to be, meaning that if you are Alice, you are Alice, not you are Johnny pretending to be Alice. Have both peer entity and data origin authentication. And access control, prevention of the unauthorized use of a resource. Let's say if you are just a general workers of this company, you have a certain level of privilege, certain user power level to access. If you are general workers, maybe you can access some general information, but you cannot access like a salary database or whatever database. You cannot access that. Access control. Non-repudiation, protection against denial by one of the parties in the communication. Receiver can prove that sender has sent the message, or sender can prove the receiver has received the message. This is like you want to argue. Let's say you want to argue, boss, I never received your instruction, or boss said I already give the instruction. So this is services that one of you, not both of you are lying. Maybe one of you is lying. So this is a security mechanism. Encipherment, just to maybe may use mathematical algorithm to cipher digital signature, access control, data integrity, authentication exchange, traffic padding. Traffic padding, you add some bits to the message so that at the end you can check whether this you can have a checksum whether this is the same original message or not. If it's if those if the received message return the same value, meaning that this is the correct message, meaning that you can prevent this data from being modified or fabricate. Routing control or notarization. This specific pervasive security mechanism that are not specific to any particular OSI security, like trusted functionality. Every protocol have it. Security label, event detection, security audit trail, and security recovery. So specific are protocol layer specifics. So these are protocol layer specifics. These specific security mechanism. OSI 7 layers, while the pervasive security mechanisms are not. So this is independence of protocol layer. Okay, this is protocol specific, and this is the independent of protocol layer. Okay, this again X800 security mechanism. In exam, I will not really ask the what is the definition from the this all the from the standard documents. Okay, standard documents, all this guideline or stuff. Okay, a security service are implemented by one or more security mechanism. Of course, you must have one or more algorithm in order to make it bulletproof or safer. Security mechanisms are invoked at appropriate layers and appropriate combinations. So this is table 1.4 side peer entity authentication. Yes, on the cipherment, digital signature, and authentication exchange, and all this. This is just a guideline. So you have fundamental of security design principle. If you are security provider like Symantec or Avast antivirus or not, or whatever, what else? TrustGate, can't remember that. This all you must in order to design a good security system, you must consider all this economy of mechanism. it cannot be too complex, or your hardware cannot be too expensive. Fail-safe defaults, complete mediation, open design, separation of privilege, least common mechanism, psychological acceptability, isolation, encapsulation, modernity, layering, and least astonishment. Okay, so all this, if you want to design your own security system, you must consider all this. So it should be simple, like economy mechanism, design skill measures, embedded both hardware software should be simple and small as possible. If it is complex, it's big, more chips are you need more chips, or you need more hardware components, is expensive. It's not economy viable. Fail safe default access decision should be based on permission rather than exclusion. Okay, permission. Okay, you define whoever are authorized to access this system rather than exclusion. Okay, this kind of people cannot enter cannot access this data. So access decision should be based on permission. The default decision is lack of access, and the protection scheme is the conditions under which access is permitted. Complete mediation. So every access must be checked against the access control mechanism, meaning that those who authorized to access a certain functional is only authorized to do that. Some like low level user cannot go for the higher level application. And open design of security mechanism should be open rather than a secret. Transparency, separation of privilege, a practice in which multiple privilege are required to achieve access to restricted resources. So certain level like managers or management can access more database or application on the company. Least privilege, so least privilege, when every process, every user of the system should operate using the least set of privilege necessary to perform the task. So some of you, like maybe you can access your email, you can access information of your profile in your company, and others like maybe extension to each of the staff in the company, something like that. Least common
Doctor,
mechanism.
one
Yes,
question.
yes.
When we have open design, doesn't mean that people will know our security mechanism. Isn't that is less safer?
Uh, Meaning, okay, open design meaning the framework is there, but not the code. The code is secret. The code is secret. The trace, it is a trade secret. Open design maybe the framework, itself, people understand. Oh, okay, like this one. But where the code, the detailed design, of course, this is your trade secret. Your your intellectual property that you cannot share. But the framework, the paper, I mean the we call the white paper, is available for people to understand how your system works. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Least common mechanism, design should minimize the function shared by different users, providing mutual security and psychological acceptability. So imply the security mechanism should not interfere unduly with the work of users, while at the same time meeting the needs of those with authorized access. I think this is a new psychological acceptability. I also not really to this one, but this is from the again, this is from the standard documents. Then you have isolation, encapsulation, modularity, layering, least privilege, and least astonishment. And then you have an attack surface. So attacks, open ports and outward facing web and other servers, code listening to those ports. So in firewall, basically you open and close certain ports. Can be it can be it can be configured on the firewall mostly. If you talk about ports, your even your Windows or Mac, your PC, your laptop have their own internal firewall. Of course, you have an external firewall. Big organizations. Service available on the inside of a firewall. Code that process incoming data, email, XLM, Office document, industry specific custom, data exchange formats, interfaces like SQL, database, web forms. So an employee will access to sensitive information vulnerable to social engineering attack. There are some employee, or this is what I call network admin, that handles all this sensitive information. Okay, don't piss off them. If not, your the whole of your database, your system will vulnerable to the. That's a problem with the, a single with the central administration. This is what blockchain. If you think about blockchain is consensus. There's no like central authorities. If you have central authorities, if the central authorities have a bad intention or piss off with you, boss or something, it's gonna be very vulnerable to your systems. So attack surface can be categorized as a network attack surface, like vulnerabilities or enterprise network, wire network. This like loophole. Software attack surface. You install the very dangerous software. Human attack surface. Social engineering, human error, and trust insiders. This is what most of the. I mean, the general security option is okay, but those culprit is those who open a malicious websites, opening attachments from the, opening malicious emails, install dubious software or something like that. Okay, so this is where all the attacks or problems happens, like ransomware or something. So this is defense and depth attack, like deep and shallow. So this is the high security risk, and this is a low security risk. And of course, you an attack trees. You have an attack trees where branching and hierarchical data structure that represents set of potential techniques for exploiting security vulnerabilities. And then the security incident. Okay, you have a root, and then you have all this from basically you have a. This is your goal. The roots. You want to attack the roots of the systems. This is all the where attacks start from. Okay, from your leaf node or sub nodes of a tree. The final nodes on the path outward from the root. The leaf nodes represent different way to initiate an attack. Branches can be labeled with value of represent difficulty, cost, or other attack attributes so that alternative attacks can be compared. So basically, this is your goal. The attack is not your goal. It's a bad guy's goal to attack the root, and this is where the attacks happen from. They try to attack. Sort of. This is attack trees. So this is the some sample of attack tree for internet banking authentication. This is the root of the bank account compromise. They want to compromise a user user credential compromise, like username and password and stuff. UT is user terminal, user 1A, user terminal, user 1B. CC a communication chat or something. Communication channel, sorry. Sniffing. So this is where the attacks the root is they want to compromise your bank account. So website manipulation usually is an email like, okay, you must change your password and give the dubious links or something like that. Okay, web page obfuscations, similar things. Worms that attacks your emails with malicious codes. So all these attacks want to compromise your bank account coming from here. Want to compromise your bank account. It's like a tree attack. It's like a tree attack. Combine everything just to compromise your bank account. So this is a model for network security. A message from a sender this is the encryption security related transformation. Mean you add some mathematical or algorithm, and then you have a secure message encrypted, and then this is the secure channel or maybe insecure channel. Mostly it's a secure channel now. A trusted third party arbitrary distributor of secret information, and this opponent try to intercept your message, and this secure message you apply some mathematical algorithm so that it will decrypt decrypt the message so that the message can be read by the recipients. Sender encrypt the message and recipient decrypt the message. The system both at the source and the destination. So this is the source and this is the destination. So this is like the real world, like opponent, human, hacker, software, access channel. This is a gatekeeper function like firewall or cryptographic algorithm to protect the data or the software or what database or any applications. So model for network security, you have a design. You design a suitable algorithm. You generate secret information keys. You have a private and public keys. I'm not sure whether we will learn about private and public keys in the cryptography. Develop methods to distribute and share the secret information, and specify a protocol enabling the principal to use the information and secret information for a security service. So unwanted access, placement in a computer system or logic that exploits vulnerabilities in the system and that can affect application program as well as utility programs. This is unwanted access, confidentiality. Programs can present two kinds of threats. One is information access threats, and another one is service threats. Information access threat is just intercept or modify data on behalf of user who should not have access to that data. Intercept the confidentiality, modify is the authenticity. No, it's not authenticity. Confidentiality, availability, and what do I call that? Integrity. Sorry, modify. This is the confidentiality. This is the integrity. Integrity. What you send is what the recipient should receive, not modify or fabricate. Okay. And you have also a service threat, exploit service flaws in computers to inhibit use by legitimate users. So this is standard. National Institute of Standard and Technology, NIST. And it's also ISOC. So NIST is OSI X.800. And this is RFC like 4949 and other RFC 49449 and other standard documents. So that's it. I mean, this is the first one. So I know. Usually my class like undergraduates after 1 hour I will take a break like 5 minutes. But since this is first class, this is a lightweight stuff. This is all definitions, informations. Just try to understand the fundamental or keywords, especially the CIA. Okay. The accountability, the confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and availability. All right. So this is the I use network and security essentials application standards William Stallings. Okay. Those from electrical engineering or computer science, William Stallings are very famous for data communication, operating system, and other of computer science and electrical engineering. I mean, telecommunication works. So this is just okay. That's it.